Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we turn complicated corporate filings into something you can actually understand. Today we're diving into a report from SUNation Energy, a company that wants you to put solar panels on your roof. And before you ask, no, this isn't about them going bankrupt, even though their stock symbol, SUNE, might make you think of Sun Gone. We're looking at an 8K filing, which is basically a corporate oops, we need to tell you something important form. And this one is all about a change in leadership, specifically the CFO or Chief Financial Officer. Scroll date of report date. Of earliest event reported, March 3, 2025/scroll. This report is dated March 3, 2025, so what happened back then? Scroll Andrew. Childs are interim Chief Financial Officer/scroll. Well, their interim, meaning temporary Chief Financial Officer, Andrew Childs, decided to leave. He told SUNation Energy he was quitting on March 3, and his last day was going to be just a few days later, on March 6. He was only in the role for about 6 months since the previous September. Now, the important thing here is that they mention that there was no argument or disagreement that caused him to leave. This is important because if the CFO leaves suddenly because they don't agree with how the company is handling its money, that is usually a very bad sign for the business. So what does SUNation do? They quickly appoint James Brennan as the new CFO, but here's where it gets interesting. He's also going to keep his old job as Chief Operating Officer or COO. So one person is now doing two very important jobs. The company also mentioned that Kristen H. Lavka, the Chief Accounting Officer, will assist Mr. Brennan in his expanded role. What can we take from this information? It can mean a number of things. One is that the company wants to save money by not hiring another person. Another is that they trust Mr. Brennan a lot, so they are giving him two very important jobs. It could also mean that the company is having problems attracting talented people to work for it and didn't have much of a choice. Scroll including statements regarding the company's intent to file for a hearing/scroll. Now, this report also has some legal language, something called forward-looking statements. Basically, the company is saying, hey, we're making predictions about the future, but things might change. They mention some specific risks. One big one is about keeping their stock listed on the Nasdaq, which is a stock exchange. If they don't meet certain requirements, like having a high enough stock price, they could get kicked off the exchange, which would make it harder for people to buy and sell their stock. They specifically mention the minimum bid price requirement. This means their stock price needs to stay above a certain level, or they could get delisted, meaning kicked off the Nasdaq Stock Exchange. The company also mentions that they will file a request for a hearing, which means that they want a chance to explain why they should continue to be listed on the exchange. They also point you to other reports they've filed with the SEC, like their annual report, Form 10-K, and quarterly reports, Form 10-Q, if you want more details about the risks they face. Finally, the report is signed by James Brennan, now the dual-role CFO and COO. So what's the big picture here? SUNation Energy is going through some changes. They've had a CFO leave, and they're trying a new approach by having one person handle both the CFO and COO roles. They're also facing the challenge of keeping their stock listed on the Nasdaq. Now let's put on our decoder glasses and analyze this a little. On one hand, consolidating the CFO and COO roles could streamline decision-making and save money. It shows confidence in James Brennan's abilities. On the other hand, it could stretch him too thin, and it might be a sign that the company is cutting costs because it's struggling. The risk of getting delisted from the Nasdaq is a serious concern. It suggests that the company's stock price hasn't been doing well, and it could make it harder for them to raise money in the future. They need to convince the Nasdaq that they have a plan to turn things around. Overall, SUNation Energy seems to be at a crossroads. They're trying to adapt with a new leadership structure, but they also face some significant challenges in maintaining their stock listing. It's a situation worth watching closely. Thanks for tuning in to Corporate Decoder. If you found this breakdown helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe for more insights into the world of corporate filings. See you next time.